often we hear bad news. Here's some good news. A month from now, in Portugal, World Youth Day will take place. This has been a gathering of young people from around the world every third year for the last almost 40 years. 1 million young people are expected to arrive in Lisbon and also visit Fatima. 500 nurses are signed up, 700 bishops. Pope Francis is planning to attend and go to Fatima. 3,000 priests have volunteered to hear confessions. They are expecting 1 million people for the final Mass with the Holy Father. Portugal's National Association of Protein Producers have donated 2 tons of Portuguese wheat for the manufacture of communion host, which the Sisters of the Immaculate Heart of Mary Monastery in Lisbon will produce. So beautiful things happen when people encounter the church from many different other places. Wonderful things happen when people encounter Jesus, and that's the point of World Youth Day. Encounter Jesus. He brings peace. He brings hope. Today we celebrate Elizabeth of Portugal. She was queen in Portugal about 700 years ago. And it happens that she was in a very dysfunctional family. Her husband was unfaithful and scandalous to the whole kingdom. There were illegitimate children who claimed the throne. There was a civil war brewing because of that. So Queen Elizabeth of Portugal went down to the battlefield. She rode a mule, and she sat in the middle between the opposing forces, and she persuaded them to put down their weapons and be peaceful. She attended Mass every day. She prayed the Liturgy of the Hours completely every day. She was very devout. Her aunt was Elizabeth of Hungary. And both of them showed great charity to the poor. So here we have Elizabeth of Portugal caring for everyone that would come to her, giving them food and clothing and shelter. Her husband eventually converted to the practice of the faith. And Elizabeth was with him every moment of those last days, unless she was at Mass. Elizabeth gives us the example of prayerfulness and counting Jesus in the holy sacrifice of the Mass. And from there, we have the energy, the power, and the gifts to go and do the works of charity. And that she did. After her husband, the king, died, she went to a monastery for the rest of her life. She teaches us abiding confidence in God, trusting in the Lord. And as the 1 million or so young people from around the world celebrate World Youth Day in Portugal, we hope and have confidence that St. Elizabeth of Portugal will look down upon them, make intercession that they travel safely, and each and every one will benefit spiritually from the experience. To encounter Jesus at Holy Mass, to be prayerful, to have that bond with God in prayer, and then to be strengthened, to go forth, build the kingdom of God, the kingdom of justice and truth, life and love.